And for those of you who are interested in seeing what inside our tiny little home on wheels looks like, I'm going to give you a look through. So come along.
Camp Winnie.
Got our little kitchen and our cupboards. So we've got an oven, a griller, a 2-burner cooktop, range hood, cupboards, all neatly done. Everything has its place. Down here in these cupboards we have all the stuff that's needed in the kitchen. Potatoes and onions, fruit and veg down the bottom. And our pots and pans and some drawers for cutlery. Love this baby girl. Okay, that's the kitchen. Through this door is our bathroom. Does us quite well. Okay, so when you come past through the kitchen and the shower, you're into the home. Fridge freezer on your left, extra drawer for storage, microwave for when we're on 240 or generator, Bonnie's litter tray. I know we've shown this a couple of times before, but that's how she uses the toilet. Now with our wardrobe, we did convert it from a hanging space wardrobe to what we call is our lockers. So into 4 lockers. And everything's got its spot in there as well. Got the bunks. Shannon built this extra bunk up top. The bottom one was a lounge, which we converted into a bunk. Under that bed is a lot of storage and the air conditioner. You'll see that it's ducted air. So it shoots out that side and that side. And whilst it's old, it works. Over here, there's a lot of storage under that end of the bed as well. And that's where we put all our surplus pantry items. This was a new addition this trip. It's a drinks fridge, and purely a drinks fridge, freeing up all my normal fridge for food. Underneath these booth seats is more storage and our diesel heater, and we have sectioned off a little area for laundry items and dirty clothes. And under that booth seat is all our electrical system, our lithium batteries, our water heater. Yeah. This also drops down to make another double bed. And we've done that from time to time when Shannon and Chloe or the kids want to watch a movie. And the flat screen. So up behind the television. And in these cupboards, it's like our pantry. We've got a safe in here. Now, medicine cabinets, the kids' schoolwork, and over to the far right is our first aid kit. We have our Luton's Peak bed. It's quite wide and it's got quite a big opening. Above the top of Chloe's bed, Shannon built some more storage space. Whilst they're only thin, it still houses a little office container, fly nets, and neck towels for when it's really hot. And Chloe's stuff's behind here. We've got fans, fans at both ends, and fans here. So I hope you like our little home. We love it. It gets us all around the country, keeps us dry, keeps us safe, and we're getting to experience what travelling on the road full-time is like.
Now we're going to give you a complete tour of the outside of our motorhome. The actual truck itself and in the cab, and all the equipment on the outside of our motorhome, which makes our travel around Australia all possible. So we get lots of questions about how we service our motorhome when we're on the road. Well, I do it all. Now, I'm not a qualified mechanic, I'm just a do-it-yourself guy, and always have been. But I do come from a life of classic car restoration, engine rebuilding, restoring old caravans, restoring old motorcycles, horse floats, restoring motorhomes for that matter. So keeping fresh filters and regular oil changes up to this old girl is pretty basic stuff. So Lisa and I restored this motorhome together back in 2020 during our first COVID lockdown. So we are very familiar with every single thing inside and outside this whole rig. We've done a couple of videos on the restoration and then further upgrades on our motorhome, and both those videos can be found below in the description box. Anyway, to start off, this is a 1994 Isuzu truck fitted with a 4B E1 non-turbo diesel 4-cylinder. Look, it's a slow old bus, but super reliable, lots of torque and very efficient. We average anywhere from 15 to 17 litres per 100 kilometres, and that's fully loaded. Now, for an old machine carrying that weight, and it's 4.5 tonnes this girl, that's with enormous wind resistance, typical of a motorhome, that's really impressive mileage. Now, if you're from the Toyota Land Cruiser Club and your V8 Sahara, you beauty, my hat's to you. I think they're a fantastic vehicle. But listen guys, if you're being honest and you're towing 24-foot rigs with a tinny on top of your roof, you're probably not getting much change out of 25 litres per 100. Drop a comment below if I'm wrong. And a few other common questions we've got as well: how the motorcycle rack works, fuel economy, which I just mentioned, and the dimensions of our motorhome. All right, first and foremost, our motorhome's 3.2 metres tall. She's about 2.4 metres wide, and it's an 18-foot motorhome, and it's a 4.5 tonne motorhome, so you can drive it just on a regular car licence. So that's, in motorhome world, she's pretty small. If you go to Avita today, I think the Avita Lura, which is their entry-level little motorhome, that's, don't quote me, but I think a Lura is probably around 18 foot long. We've parked alongside one very recently, and bulkiness and size-wise, length, height, width, etc., they're about the same as an Avita Lura. So if you are chasing a motorhome like we're using to do the big lap twice, and you want something a bit more compact, a bit more manageable, I think an Avita Lura is probably the way to go if you're looking at something brand new. That's probably what equates to our size, because ours is 30 years old. That's probably what you're looking at today. Anyway, I'm going to show you through the whole rig, in the cab, in the truck, and around the whole outside. So come on, let's go. First of all, our toilet, it's the cassette style Thetford toilet. It's an old school 20 litre cassette actually. Doesn't have wheels like the current ones, but we have a trolley for that. Here's the refill. It's the 20 litre separate freshwater reservoir that for the flusher. And yes, always carry gloves, that's what I was showing you there. This is a little side door I put on, a little Thetford door, and I made this as an access hole. We use it for our kitty litter tray, and I did install a little lot in there. But for people that aren't carrying pets with them, you can have it as like a utilities cupboard. We made this both our cat litter tray and our utilities cupboard for our chemicals, for our toilet and whatnot. And it locks. This is our freshwater tanks. We've got two 74 litre tanks. So it's 148 litres of fresh water. And look, it does us. We're probably looking for water every second or third day at the most. But that's okay. Go sparingly when you have to. It's a 90 litre grey water tank. That's a must when you're camping in national parks. That's a requirement, grey water tanks. Now here's our 9 kilo gas bottle cupboard. And I've never been afraid to use that as a storage cupboard too for diesel, conditioner, a little outdoor shower there, rubber gloves, spare gas hoses and things like that. I've always had the attitude of use space wherever you got it. And usually gas bottle cupboards lock too, so it's also a secure cupboard. Now, this is one of my favourite things. I use this barbecue most days. I can slide it out. Now look how long this takes me to do. Unlock it, slide it out, unlatch my little 2.5 kilo gas bottle, 2 or 2.5 kilo, and hook it up to the pipe. Take out my little towelettes, my little spray, all my barbecue utensils, get moved to that little cage basket thing. Unclip my little barbecue. There you go. What did that take? 40 seconds. And I'm cooking. Lamb roasts, baked veggies, fish, legs of pork, you name it. I've cooked so much on the barbecue. Now this is an open fire pit that I keep in that barbecue cupboard. Very handy to have because a lot of parks or national parks or campgrounds you go to, you must have an enclosed fire. Not a problem for us. I love my fires, so I've got that fire pit. We have used it, as you can see, many times. And I've got this accessory. Once you get down to hot coals, pop that little griller over it, or you can even pop that over just an open fire. And you can do your cooking as well as having your fire. Now for security, I've got outdoor lights on all 4 sides of the motorhome. So late at night, flick a switch, on she comes, lights up the whole place, lights up the whole camping area like a football oval. It's really good to have. I've got 3 200 watt solar panels, gives us 600 watts. And recently we replaced our old analog antenna with one of these U-Butte digital ones. The Fiamma awning, we use this a lot, and we've also installed a little PVC covered stainless steel cable along the outside for a clothesline. Very, very handy to have. If you've got your awning out, then I've got a clothesline as well. Beach towels and bed sheets and whatever, big stuff. Now I installed this little side box into this void underneath the motorhome. There was nothing there, so again, using a Thetford toilet door, I installed a toolbox. It's pretty big. It carries all my tools, all your must-haves while you're on the road, so you can do all your servicing and repairs. Outdoor power point, which I've used many times if you're cooking toast outside or charging the motorbike battery up with a charger. This is the big utilities cupboard, all your electrical cords, hoses, telescopic ladder, drop ground sheets, etc. That's the freshwater mains inlet hose there. This is our Truma instantaneous hot water system, the best $2,000 I ever spent on this motorhome. As long as you can pour gas and water into this thing, you'll never ever run out of a hot shower. You have hot water in like 30 seconds. It's a European design as opposed to the suburban American hot water system, and it's next level. They are a real game changer. Little fold-out table, they weren't very dear, very handy if you're just having a casual happy hour or whatever, just a quick little table. And under here is the truck batteries, as well as a ARB dual-engined compressor. Now these are about $1,000 or so, but the best on the market. They can pump my truck tyres up to 85 psi. Dual engines, as you can see here, plus a reservoir tank, so the best out there. A Honda generator, the 2200, they're guaranteed to run any RV air conditioner on the market or your money back. That's Honda's claim, and true to their word, it did. It ran our old school air conditioner. Now the jerry can holder, I couldn't find one that was anti-theft and anti-siphon, so I had to make this from scratch. A friend of mine and I made it, and it's the best thing. You can't steal it and you can't siphon it. Now, one of the most asked questions, the motorcycle mounted on the back of the motorhome. How did we do it? Well, a mate of mine did some very clever welding. I think it took us 4 days to do it. Thanks, Andy, legend. And this is how we did it. There's winch post, which also acts as the front tyre support. And the winch is 12 volt, it's got a remote control, and it winches in and out. I can lower the bike off the ramp, then I can pull the bike up on the ramp. And that big hook that you just saw, the big steel hook, I hook a strap into those little eyelets here on the forks, and with that strap I'll hook him onto that winch and I pull it up. So I can pull it up on this ramp here that I then secure with steel hooks onto the back of the bike rack. There's no problem in me getting that bike on the back of that motorhome with that winch with the remote in my hand. Look, it's really well done. It worked out so well for us, and it's a lot of fun having a dirt bike with you when you're going on the Australian safari tours. She looks a bit dirty at the moment, but hey, if you've got it, you got to use it. Some more off-road stuff. I put wheel flares on, chain back mud flaps, a spring-loaded CB aerial, which is a must when you're on corrugated roads so it doesn't snap your CB antenna. A windscreen protector. I've had a lot of things bounce off this thing and save our windscreen many times. We have never broken a windscreen on our 2 laps, touch wood. Big, high beam, high intensity LED spotties, the best thing, because the truck factory headlights, no good. You may as well use candles, they're that bad. So you must have aftermarket spotlights if it's an early girl, because sometimes you do get stuck driving in the dark. For this lap we did bring some recovery gear, big 10,000 kilo tow rope, some recovery boards, a long shovel, and mounted them all underneath the truck. So well, look, touch wood, we've never had to use them. Hope we don't have to, but we've got them. And here's inside the cab of the Isuzu truck. So to make it a motorhome, and because you travel in it, it's no longer a worksite truck, which is what it was originally born for, aren't they? They're a workhorse. So to make them a comfortable tourer, not much came out of the factory back in the day. It was just basically a truck, but we have upgraded it over the last couple of years since we've owned it. I put an overhead roof console in, or a map console, whatever you want to refer to it as. Always have a CB, guys. Some people don't like them, but we've been in some very regional areas of Australia where you must be in contact and you must be contactable, and you must be able to contact other vehicles on the road, be that on channel 40 or the RV channel, which is 18. This will surprise you. We've even heard full roadworks constructions on the roads with your stop and go, your lollipop guys, the traffic controllers, all on channel 40 on the CB radio. Now, you will not get that in any cap city around Australia, but you will get it in the outback and in regional areas. So it's always good to have it on, because then you can hear what the construction crew are doing. They're moving all their earth equipment, and when the lollipop man gets the signal to let you through, and you'll hear them say, yep, first car coming through is a white motorhome. That's us. So, and trucks will try and overtake you, B-doubles and road trains, guys, especially up the northern end of Australia. They've got to be able to call you up and say they're about to come around, and then when their fourth last trailer passes you, give them a flash of your headlights or call them up on the radio and say it's safe to then come back in. Particularly on single carriageway roads, it's a must. If you're planning on doing Cape York or the Gibb River Road or any really regional areas, these are a no-brainer. Could even be a lifesaver, but I'll leave that there. And this, we call it the marriage saver. Always have a portable radio, so when you're reversing into tight campgrounds or caravan parks, get your other half to jump out and keep in contact with you on the radio, but use a side channel, like not 40, not the main channel, and your mate can assist you getting the van in, especially when you're reversing, because you might have all the cameras in the world, but you'll always have blind spots, the water meter or the tap head or the drain that you can't see, and your mate can, or overhanging trees, stuff like that. So speaking of cameras, on our first lap we just had one camera, which was filming the push bike rack, I think, from memory. For this trip, I've got 4 cameras, completely new system, bigger screen. So that's facing the rear. Consider that your rear vision mirror. The next one is the front windscreen. That acts as a dash cam because it's constantly recording. Third camera is on the roof. I did say we're 3.2 metres high, which is pretty high, especially when you're pulling into country service stations and their awning's not very tall, so you can see. And the fourth camera is the motorbike. So there you go. And I just split it into 3. It's not necessary to have the front windscreen camera on all the time. Last but not least, probably most importantly, your phone. If you use your phone like I do for Google Maps and among many other things, and you want it displayed to you at all times, invest in a decent phone holder. I had a cheap nasty one on our first lap, but I've put this in for this lap. And special pouch, special case, phone case cover, which also locks onto the handlebars of my motorbike and also locks onto the dashboard of the motorhome. Rubber mounted, so you know when you're on rough corrugated roads, it won't damage your phone. It's on a rubber shock and permanently mounted to the dash. It's never ever fallen off, even on the roughest of rough roads. So you must have a decent phone holder when doing the lap of Oz. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the tour of our old motorhome, our old trusty.
Inside and out.
If there's anything you want to know, and look, there's probably 100 questions that people want to know, hence this video could have gone for 7 hours. But just a light going over of how we live and where we live.
And what we've got.
Yeah. So drop a comment below, guys, if you have any questions about our rig, and we answer stuff most days. So expect a prompt reply.
Yep, that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya.